Good morning and greetings from Northumberland on what I think you can probably see is a very bright and sunny day. It's lovely to have the sun shining after a couple of days when it was very dull in the morning. We come today to a gospel reading that's very, very well known, but also I think is a gospel reading that really should speak to us about the lavish love of God. It's the parable, as most people call it, of the labourers in the vineyard, but really it's the parable of the vineyard owner. And of course the vineyard owner is there to represent the figure of God. Just to remind you, he sends people out, he agrees a day's wage with those he employs, and he sends people out throughout the day to work in his vineyard. So some have worked for a full day, and some have only worked for an hour or two. And at the end of the day, he pays them. And he pays those who have worked in the vineyard all day the amount agreed, the fair amount, the just amount, the right amount for their labour. But then he goes on to pay all those who have worked less the same thing. And the ones who have worked for the longest are not happy. And of course, on a human level, we're all tempted to feel sorry for those who have worked for the longest. Why should someone who's worked for 12 hours get paid the same as the one who has worked for an hour? But it seems to me that the point is that each of them have what they need and what is enough for them. The landowner, God, is generous in that he gives those who have worked everything they need, whether they have worked for 1 hour or whether they have worked for 12 hours. It's like the phrase we had yesterday or the day before, the last shall be first and the first shall be last. The only thing God has to offer us is his love, his complete love in creating us, sustaining us, and redeeming us in Jesus Christ. He can't offer us anything more, but also he can't offer us anything less. He can't love us just a bit. He can't sustain us just a bit. He cannot redeem us in Christ just a bit. God's love is all he offers us, and he offers it us completely. So completely that Jesus defeats death, so that we may enter into the new life of God. It turns the world upside down. It turns what we value upside down. And it says to us, God's way. God's way is different to human understanding. God's way is the complete giving of himself in Christ to human beings, and calls us in turn to give ourselves completely to him. But of course that's a process that takes time and trust, and it depends upon the building relationship we have with God. God gives everything to us so that we may give ourselves to him. We love because God first loved us. And so may the God who loves us bless us today.